I know this is early, but I leave for my road trip July 9th, and I feel like I've already started getting ready for it. Just not the way you probably expect. Everything is technically planned, like my campgrounds are booked, my route is figured out, all of the big important things are done, but it still doesn't feel real yet. It still feels like this thing that's coming later, even though I know it's going to sneak up on me really fast. So instead of just jumping straight into packing or super detailed prep, I've kind of been easing into it in quieter, smaller ways. And I thought it'd be fun to share with you. I feel like this is such a specific phase before a trip that people don't really talk about. Because on paper, everything is done. There's nothing urgent left to figure out. But mentally, you're not in it yet. You're still in your normal routine, still going to work, still doing everyday life. But there's this trip sitting in the background. And it kind of shows up at random moments. Like I'll be doing something completely normal and suddenly think, I can't wait to go on my road trip. And instead of rushing into full on prep mode, I've just been letting myself sit in that feeling a little bit. One of the first things that always comes to mind for me is books. Not in a structured, this is my road trip TBR kind of way, but more in terms of mood. Like, what kind of reading experience do I want to have on this trip? Lately, I've been drawn to books that feel a bit more immersive, a little easier to sink into. The kind of books where you can read a few pages and immediately feel relaxed. And I've been catching myself looking at my shelves differently. Like, instead of just seeing what I own, I'm noticing what feels like it belongs on this trip. I don't have a final list or anything, but I've definitely started mentally setting a few aside. I've also been thinking a lot about the smaller details, like snacks and food and just little routines along the way, which might sound kind of random, but those are honestly the things that shape the experiences the most. Like, I already know I'm going to want easy, cozy snacks for the road, things that feel a little familiar and comfortable. And I keep picturing those slower moments, like stopping for coffee in the morning or having something simple after a long day. It's not even about planning everything out perfectly, it's more about imagining the feeling I want to have while I'm there. I think something I've realized while doing all of this is that I don't actually want this trip to feel overplanned. Like, yes, the important things are booked, but I don't want every single moment mapped out. I want space to just exist in it, to take a detour if something looks interesting, or spend a little longer somewhere if I'm enjoying it. And I think that's why I've been approaching this prep phase differently. It's less about control and more about intention. And honestly, that's kind of why I made my road trip guide in the first place, because I wanted something that would help me stay organized without turning the whole trip into a checklist. And it just gives me a place to keep everything together without taking away that flexibility. And while I've been using it, I've also realized I wanted something a little more in depth for this trip. So I've been working on something behind the scenes. It's still very much in progress, but I'm really excited about where it's going. More than anything, though, I think what I'm most excited for is just the slower, quieter parts of this trip. Like reading at the end of the day, finding little food spots along the way, having those moments where there's nowhere else you need to be. I feel like those are the things I remember the most and the things I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, nothing super structured yet, just the beginning of getting excited about it. And honestly, I think this might be one of my favorite parts, before everything actually starts. I'll definitely share more as it gets closer, but for now, I'm just letting myself enjoy this stage. And if you have any road trip must-haves, whether it's books, snacks, or just little things you always bring, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay cozy and keep reading.